не редкость туманы и метель, и не смог найти я тот самый главный поворот, но уж обязательно найду теперь. И тихонечко струны трону я, разве песенка немудреная, немудреная, сочиненная на какой-то из дорог. С краю, тех, кто бросит друга, когда грозит беда. Я вовек их не пойму, и, наверное, потому верные товарищи со мной всегда. И тихонечко струны трону я, разве песенка немудреная, немудреная, сочиненная на какой-то из дорог. Часто, что плутает счастье, не спешит оставить свой адрес никому. То вблизи оно мелькнет, то куда-нибудь свернет, только нам положено идти к нему. И тихонечко струны трону я, разве песенка немудреная, немудреная, сочиненная на какой-то из дорог. Струны трону я, разве песенка немудреная, немудреная, сочиненная на какой-то из дорог.
Друзья, всем здравствуйте! С вами я, Андрей и Дмитрий. Сегодня мы с Дмитрием встретились. Я, правда, не знаю, камера захватывает нас.
Наверное, захватывает, думаю, захватывает.
Вот это красивая ВАЗ-2106 принадлежит Дмитрию. Мы проехали из практически центра Сакрамента, западного Сакрамента, да, где-то так.
На Томас.
До Оберна. Мы здесь снова в аэропорту Оберн. Приехали посмотреть на Ан-2, и также здесь летает сегодня Форд, старый самолет Форд. Так что сегодня приехали на двух Жигулях. Вот тут рядом стоит Форд, и посмотрим на самолет Форд.
There she is, that's what keeps me up at night. Oh gee whiz, that's why I can't eat a bite. Those flaming eyes, that flaming youth. Oh mister, oh sister, tell me the truth. Now ain't she sweet, see her coming down the street. I ask you confidentially, ain't she sweet? Ain't she nice? Look her over once or twice. I ask you confidentially, ain't she nice?
Вот мы сегодня с Дмитрием удачно заехали. Наш рейс следующий, так называемый рейс номер 12. И вот нам дали уже даже билеты в таком старом стиле. Класс.
Отлично.
Это мы удачно заехали.
Tell me where, have you seen one just like that? I declare, that sure is worth looking at.
Ford signature on there. So, of course, who started it? Henry Ford, but his son Edsel Ford also was part of the company. And Edsel, of course, went on to make another company that didn't do so well making cars, but that's neither here nor there. So when did they start doing this? So this is your great-grandfather's time, basically. About 1928 or 26, they started building the first of this model airplane. It was basically a copy of a German Junkers-type airplane that they'd used during the war, and after that, they copied it. In fact, they tried to sell this airplane in Germany later, and were shot down because the German patent office says you're infringing, so can't do that. But he tried. Good on you. So making this airplane the first all-metal airplane that's ever been in transcontinental service, and this was the very first airplane to go coast to coast. So to take this flight, what you would do is you'd go to New York City, then they put you on a train to take you to Columbus, Ohio. From there on, it was leapfrogging plane and train all the way to the West Coast down to Los Angeles. So amazing beginning of transcontinental U.S. aviation. Who else flew in this airplane? The likes of Charles Lindbergh and Amelia Earhart, for example. So all these people were flying this airplane, basically. So at first it was, of course, for passenger service, and then everything sort of came to screeching halt economy-wise. 1929 stock crash, right? So there was still, however, money because the government stepped in addition to a lot of other projects, they sponsored airmail. And airmail was being delivered. They take the seats out of this airplane. Some of these planes were actually built specifically for airmail service, and so on. So they stopped making the airplane in 1933 after 199 units. Many models were produced, some for military and so on. This particular tail number, Trimotor November Charlie 9645, has this very long storied history, as you can tell. I'll only go through part of it. So eventually, after being in service for a while in the Transcontinental Airlines Company, it went down to South America. It was not all the way down south. It was in Central America and Honduras for a while. Then it made its way back to Mexico. In Mexico, it was rebuilt almost completely, have the skin stripped off, and they put or not corrugated. They put the regular flat skin on it. And then it went through another rebuild where the skin was put back on. It was restored completely to original service sometime during its lifetime. Along those years also, it was owned by Mr. Hara of the Hara's Reno Casino Resorts up there. He had it only on display for a while. And then it was flown up to the Pacific Northwest for a while. It was parked under another iconic American aircraft called the Spruce Goose, which is the largest piston aircraft ever built by Howard Hughes. One article, flew one time, never to fly again.
Was this up in the Oregon Museum?
Yes, sir. So it was parked under the wing, and this airplane looked like a toy next to the Spruce Goose.
How long ago did they pull it out of there?
I don't know. Don't know the answer.
We might
to
have
that.
seen it there.
Yeah, there in 2010.
Yeah, there you go. There's talk of moving it to Long Beach, and anyway, not all up on that. Staying with this airplane, it looked like a toy, but you can see yourself when it comes in. They originally designed with a 74-foot wingspan. This one, I understand, has been extended to 78-foot wingspan, and it's 50 feet nose to tail almost, right? So carries about 350 pounds of gas. It's that same gas we're using out there, 110 low lead, very high-powered stuff. Running on originally three 300 horsepower Curtiss engines, later upgraded to Wright right airplane. I forget the name of the engines now. 450 horsepower, and then it gets. So bottom line, it's got more power now because no pilot ever said no to more power. So no such thing as too much power. So there you go. Of course, it's a tail dragger, right? And there are a number of successful tail dragger aircraft like a DC-3 and others, including some bombers in World War II, but it's kind of strange to fly this guy, right? Because I'm not certificated to fly a tail dragger. I haven't gotten that ticket punched yet. Because the first thing you do when you take off is you get out there, you line up with the runway, and then you get started, and then to get the tail off, you got to push down. Well, that means you're going down with the airplane, right? But in this case, you got to push down, get that tail off the ground a little bit, get a little more speed up, and then basically the airplane will take off. You just release the pressure on the stick, and you're flying this thing, basically. But how do you turn this thing when you're on the ground? The tail wheel, there's no thing in the front to help you turn it, so how do you steer?
Brakes.
You got tip brakes, and they've got a little advantage on this airplane with 3 engines. You can throttle left and right a little bit, not as much as like this guy over here. This little Air Force colored airplane here has got tricycle gear, right? One in the front with that heavy engine. He can steer that thing from the front and also with brakes. A little bit easier in the tri-motor ramps. So corrugated skin, what the heck is all that about, right? So why did they do that? Strength. Yeah, it's strength, right? So made of this new material at the time called duralumin, which was aircraft aluminum, a different alloy, lighter, stronger, faster, and that corrugated skin, although it had high drag, was extremely strong and lightweight. So the empty weight of this thing was about 6,500 pounds, which is like a big SUV today, right? Monster SUV. Carried 10,500 pounds. This with the bigger engines has been uprated. The service ceiling was only 8,500 feet back in the day, and now it can do about 18,500. So there you go. So of course you need to go. I don't know if it has oxygen on board. Probably carry a little tank. You guys are not going that high today. You go to the ground. You're going to go up by Forest Hill. You're going to see the bridge. You're going to go back around and you see the American River, and you'll be able to see them playing tennis on the ground if you look strong enough to see the ball going back and forth. So it's going to be a great contact flight for you all. You'll have a lot of, but get that feel, the smell, the sense, the feel of the seat. You'll actually have legroom in this airplane. Oh my gosh, what a concept, right? Because if you're going to be on this thing for 5 hours going coast to coast, yeah, that's going to be, for 2 days. You're going to need some legroom, right? So enjoy it. Did I talk about the crew yet? And so the 3 crew, of course, you had a pilot, co-pilot, and in the day they were called stewardesses. And that you'll see that stewardess seat as you board the airplane right in front of you. There's that little jump seat where they would sit before they would serve drinks, and they'd have to serve food on the bus as well back in the day. So it's very cool. Again, more history, both online and on this little sheet of paper if you're interested. And you about tapped me out now. So did I ask who's flown on a tail dragger or questions? Oh, no, go ahead. So you haven't flown on a tail dragger, right? So has somebody done that before though, flown a tail dragger? No, this will be fun for you all. Very cool. So glad we got you on board, sir. Don't worry about me. It's all good. Thank you.
Идет посадка на рейс. Дмитрием.
Сейчас полетим. Southwest.
Is that fun or not? Is that fun?
Даже стюардессу можно позвать вам. Кнопочки есть.
Alright, you guys ready to make some airplane noise?
Woohoo!
Got my earplugs. I guess it's not that loud in here, huh?
Takeoff it is, the rest of the time not too often.
That's all you need to know.
When we get going, yeah, I want you to put yours on. I'll put here.
You know,
You're a lot closer to the motor, Father. Here, Robert.
Довольно комфортабельно.
Да.
Сиденье довольно комфортабельное. Я бы провел на таком пару дней до Нью-Йорка.
Поездами, самолетами.
Ага. полет был минут 17. Это столько у меня видео. Да, сегодня турбулентно так довольно.
Да, было неплохо. Здесь как осень, было тусовка классная. Welcome to Marysville.
Thank you.
We're not in Chicago?
No, you take the train to Chicago from here.
I bought a ticket to Chicago.
Посмотри вокруг, окуни вокруг. День посветлел, и моложе стать на много лет. Город сумел. Ай-яй-яй-яй, ну дела, всех субботов прям взяла. Этот день выходной, весь мир только твой, да все для тебя. Смейся, танцуй, пой, все для тебя, одной, все для тебя, все для тебя, все для тебя, все для тебя, все для тебя.
Ну вот, друзья, сейчас Дмитрий будет выходить на следующем экзите. Мы с вами поедем дальше. Это был прекрасный, отличный день. Дмитрий, мне было приятно познакомиться. Отлично мы заехали в аэропорт. На своей красивой шестерки. Мы едем дальше. Ну, друзья, на этом я заканчиваю видео. До новых встреч!